Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. It's day 6 of the Advent Tournament. Welcome to the Bourbon Van's 2023 Advent Whiskey Tournament, presented by Bull Run Distillery and their extensive award-winning line of craft spirits.
Welcome to Advent Day 6. Nothing to introduce. We don't know what we're drinking.
Sometimes I feel like a broken record. It smells like bourbon.
These smell nice.
I'm getting some nice cinnamon.
Yeah, maybe a little more sweetness on glass number 1 than number 2. By the way, glass number 1 here has whiskey number 31 in it.
Oh, right.
Over here on the left, we went the other way today. The smaller number, whiskey number 14 on the left. Just mixing it up.
Well, I think that just happens in the middle. We're going over the hump. Whatever.
I like the smell of both of these. Some brown sugar opening up on glass number 1 now. Some darker brown sugar.
I don't want to spend a lot of time in the nose.
Let's get drinking.
Whiskey 31.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yum. It's got a little tropicalness to it. A little leather. A little oak. Vanilla.
This one's got a backbone of sweetness. Mm-hmm. It's very, very familiar. I can't place it, but I know I really like it. That flavor is quite nice, and that sweetness is carrying through. The brown sugar, it's not super dark. There's almost like a pixie stick strawberry sweetness in there. That is, wow, and it's hanging around a lot.
It is. I like this one because it tastes a little bit different. Sip number 2, I got just a little bit of nuttiness, a little honey on there. It was pretty sweet, a little sugary on the first sip, and then on the second sip, I'm getting a little bit more of that viscosity that the honey's bringing in, and then the nuttiness.
Yeah, the spice is building just a little bit too. Cinnamon spice though, not anything astringent or off-putting in any way. Very nice whiskey in glass number 1. I liked that very much.
Yeah, it's got a nice warmth too. So I don't think it's super high proof, but definitely over 100.
Yeah, I would say it's in that vicinity. It doesn't drink hot at all.
Nope.
Ooh. Just hanging around here with the spice on my palate.
I like it.
Very nice. I think we should sit for a couple of minutes here, let that simmer, then we'll cleanse our palates. We'll get on to glass number 2. Way more pungent on the nose all of a sudden.
Yum. This one drinks a little bit thin, but the flavors are really nice.
There's some richer, darker caramel in here. Caramel. Sorry.
I say caramel.
I know, we're just upper Midwesterners that say caramel. And
is that what an upper Midwestern thing?
Yeah, I mean caramel. It's not spelled caramel, but I always say it that way, and then we always get flamed on the comments because we say it caramel instead of caramel.
And so if it was caramel, it would be CARM, and then maybe EL. Like Mount Carmel.
Oh, well, there you go. That's probably why we're so confused.
Yeah, which was a local institution.
It was a town near us, yeah.
Well, I got distracted. I suppose it should be caramel, and I sometimes say caramel, but it's not a natural thing.
No, it doesn't. I have to think about it every time.
Kind of like pecans and pecans. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Definitely a little bit more on the spicy side, a little bit less sweet. I think glass 1 carried more sweetness. Glass 2 brings more of that spice. I'd like to say that it's well balanced, but the more that I sit with glass 2, the more that spice kind of builds. It sort of abandons that sweet side a little bit. This is going to be a tricky one.
I was thinking this wasn't going to be very high proof. It certainly doesn't drink that way.
Yeah.
But I am getting a nice warmth building.
Yeah.
And it's not like we've taken a lot of sips of either one of them.
These are good whiskeys.
They are. I like glass number 2. I wish it was a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
I don't know. We always say that like things drink thin, but the flavors in there are really nice.
Yeah, if you watch the channel a lot, then you know that we always call out like, oh, that is so thick. That coats so well. Coats like crazy. We say that all the time. We don't generally say when something doesn't coat like crazy.
Right.
But this would be an instance where there is one of these that isn't coating as well. Glass number 1 wasn't overly thick either.
No, I just think maybe the flavors were richer in glass number 1.
I think it's time to cleanse the palates, go back the other way, find out.
I'm going to say I hate when I like them both.
Yeah, it makes it a lot harder.
It does make it a lot harder.
Life is so hard for us drinking
it's just,
free whiskey that's been gifted to us by the most generous people in the world.
Now the cherry's kind of coming mid-palate, so I got a little bit of that nuttiness at the very beginning, but then mid-palate, a nice hit of cherry.
Yeah, almost like a red fruit cocktail, like a mixed fruit. There are things that I like about each one of these. This one could go right down to the wire. I do think the deeper we go in these glasses, the more things are going to show up. So it's worth sticking with these two to see where we wind up here.
And I think both in the positive and the negative. Sometimes that kind of shows up at the end, too.
It'll happen. Huh.
I like glass number 2.
I do, too. I thought I had a slam dunk with one of these glasses. And now that we're going back and forth, A/B testing, cleansing the palate between each one, I might be changing my tune here.
Yeah, this matchup to me feels like there is a wrong answer.
Maybe.
Like, I feel like we should like one of them more than the other, and
What's
see.
Peach Coke trying to pull over on us here?
It's a sneaky guy.
They're very enjoyable, and I could see these both being very sneaky in the second round.
Yeah, I like these.
Very palatable. Exceedingly palatable. It's going to come down to the wire. I'm going to keep going with these. I don't want to leave anything on the table with this matchup.
You mean no whiskey left in the glass? Because that's about where I'm at already.
I've got some work to do to catch up.
This feels like an intellectual pick.
I don't think anything about this channel is intellectual.
Well, that's true.
I have a selection. I'm ready.
Okay. Shoot. I just drank the last of mine, and I was like, oh, wait, was there something I didn't like? But there wasn't enough to know.
Was that glass 1?
2.
2? I have a splash of 2 and enough of glass 1 for you to give them both a shot.
I just wanna take this glass 2 just one more time. Take a sip of this glass 2, not steal your whole glass, which I might do anyway.
Yeah, it's about to be empty. This came right down to the wire.
Yeah.
These are very tasty whiskeys. The difference was, for me, minute.
Me too. I'm just going on a feeling versus using my head, which is very Julie on this channel.
We're not experts, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
I figured, yeah.
I think that this is, it's exactly what it's supposed to be, because glass 1 presented with darker flavors in the end.
Yeah.
More balance, a little bitterness, a lot of earthiness. Glass 2 stayed on the sweet side, and that's your jam.
Yeah.
So there you go. This matchup is in the books. I chose number 31.
Oh, yeah.
You chose whiskey number 14, and we'll be right back with our next matchup after this.
Do you know who looks good in Bourbon Van apparel? You do. Go to thebourbonvan.com and gear up today. There's a color discrepancy on this one. We've got 16 in the Julie Pour glass, 27 in the Do Not Disturb glass. Let's get to the nose.
What kind of matchup is this?
Blame Peach Coke. Ooh, but I like the nose on this one.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's an unusual nose.
It is, but it's like honey and earthy. There's a sweetness about it, but not like fruit or candy sweetness.
There's a mustiness here, like walking around in an old brick house that held wine barrels.
Yeah. There's some almost like burnt caramel, which I know doesn't sound great, and you're kind of picturing that in your head or whatever, but it's like a darker brown sugar caramel slurry.
I am picturing it in my head or whatever. All right, going on to glass number 2 here.
I like the nose there. Sorry for giving you a short end of the straw there.
Well, this is...
Oh, wow. Butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
Yeah.
Short end of the stick.
Stick.
We've been over this.
I know, but I was thinking it's light. It's like, I said it was earthy. I was going hay and straw.
So straw color.
Yeah.
Okay, you were being clever and I didn't realize
was being clever.
That was on me.
I don't have much to say.
Butterscotch bomb.
Yeah.
Butterscotch bomb.
Yeah.
I think we need to start with the one on the right in this instance, because I think this one here is going to...
Just be butterscotch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh! We didn't cheers last round.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah. Because I remember you not looking me in the eyes while you did it.
Oh, I feel like I'm in a panic now because that one time we forgot, so.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow, there's butterscotch on this too.
It's a vanilla and light butterscotch toffee.
I like this.
I bet you do. It reminds me of a Heath bar, and you love a Heath bar.
It's so good.
This is
I was
dynamite.
expecting, I'll be honest, I was expecting this to be a single malt. Not from the nose or anything, but just from the color,
It might
the
be.
lightness. It could be.
There's an apple that shows up on the tail end.
I only took one sip, and I'm so surprised by what it tastes like and so pleased by what it tastes like. It's yummy.
The palate surprised me compared to the nose. I like this way more in my mouth than in my nose.
And I just want to put we haven't tasted glass number 2 yet, but an apology to Peach Coke, because apparently this may be a good matchup.
Maybe
because butterscotch and butterscotch, if the palate of this one is anything like the nose.
Yeah, if we were wrong once I taste glass number 2 here, Peach Coke, I will give you a fist bump next time I see you. That should make up for it, yeah.
I really think this is Maker's Mark.
That was my first thought. Do you think that she's a bobcat?
She might.
What if she's not actually just like a
regular house cat?
Long hair. Maybe she's yeah, she might be a bobcat. Yeah. The cat is destroying the house while we're sipping on glass number 2.
We gotta get rid of the house, otherwise all this work we put into
or the
it
cat.
No, we're not getting rid of the cat. We love the cat. I'd rather get rid of a house.
That's priorities here at the Bourbon Van.
I like glass number 2.
I do as well.
Sucks.
This isn't.
I want to go like this
Keep
and
them
then
both?
and then run away.
This is the second matchup of the day that is exceedingly difficult because they're both very, very, very good. They both present with a ton of butterscotch, which we both love.
Yeah.
Glass 1 more on the toffee side. Glass 2 more on that really, really dark, rich caramel brown sugar side. There's a lot to like from both of these.
I feel sad.
Little spice on glass 2. That's kind of nice here. Nice balance.
I'm just like, I'm pouting. Glass number 2, there's a really nice richness. There is, a good mouthfeel on glass number 2. That butterscotch is there. The vanilla is super present. There's some oakiness. It's delicious. I love it.
It's a beautiful glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It speaks to me. It speaks to my heart.
Mm.
It's yummy.
Speaks to my heart. Is there any better
cue the music?
Is there any better indication that Julie likes something than it speaks to your heart?
Yeah.
That's awfully nice.
Yeah, this is good. I bet you these glasses are going to be empty at the end of this one too. Not because I can't decide, but just because I don't want to decide.
This will be interesting to go back the other way because I worried that glass number 2 would boss around glass number 1, but after tasting glass number 1, I don't know that that's going to be the case. So I'll be curious to come back here, see if we find something more in glass number 1 as we come back. I don't know if you noticed, but I feel like I've grown a little bit of a stronger mustache this year for the tournament.
It's coming in nice and thick.
I don't know if it shows up nice on the camera, but I want to, I feel like having a solid mustache for the tournament is important because it makes me feel like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, me too. I feel like you did just trim it up though. Did you just clean it up?
Well, if it hangs over the lip, then it's constantly in the way.
Yeah, and it looks creepy too. Are we at glass number 1? Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Back on track.
Are we?
Yum. It didn't boss it around. It's still delicious. I think that glass number 2 has a higher proof point. I think that it may not, but it feels like it's richer and more decadent. But dang, is glass number 1 solid?
There's a complexity here with glass number 1.
Oh.
Cat.
I've drank almost all of my glass number 1 because I feel like I'm so surprised by how delicious it tasted that I don't want to let it go.
Man, is that tasty.
Yeah, but so is glass number 2.
Glass number 2 is straight ahead. Butterscotch, oak, vanilla. Enjoy it.
It's proud. Yeah, it's like, this is what I am. This is what I'm supposed to taste like. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about it.
It's perfect because I hate thinking.
Especially in this tournament.
When I started drinking, if this was Advent Tournament 2020, for instance, glass number 2 would already be pushed forward.
Even though there's all the elements and a little something extra here in glass number 1?
Well, glass number 1 is complex and layered, and I don't think a couple of years ago I would have noticed it.
That.
I would have just gone straight for the super sweet whiskey.
Yeah, well, I definitely would have. Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm going to do a little back and forth because otherwise this video is going to be 100 minutes and Phil's going to be real annoyed with me.
Yeah. We're already on hour 2 of this tasting today. Jeez, glass number 1 has it's something special.
I feel like we're not supposed to be giving away this much passion of which ones we like, but
we like whiskey. What are we supposed to do? Sit here and it's okay. You want to know if we love something.
We like it.
And I'm telling you, both of these whiskeys are very, very good.
I'm ready. All just like that. Boom.
Which one did you just sip?
I don't know.
A gentleman never asks and a lady never tells.
Exactly.
Except I just asked. Well, I'm out of whiskey in glass number 1.
Hey, I actually have a smidge left if you need to try. A smidge of both, actually.
This would be a Bourbon Van Advent tournament first if I need to start sipping out of your glasses.
I know.
That has never happened before. Let's see what glass 2 has here.
Yeah. I bet it's delicious.
Oh, the smell of this is next level. It smells so good.
Does it feel creepy that I was watching you?
3, 2, 1.
I don't know what is in that glass. I love
it is out of the ordinary. It for all we know, it's some like $30 bottle up against a $70 bottle.
I hope so, because I want to go get whatever's in glass number 1.
Yeah.
I
feel crazy picking it because I'm tasting this one going, this is decadent, it's rich, it's sweet, it's beautiful, it's got so much going for it.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah. When I did the back and forth here, I loved everything about glass number 2, but when I took that last sip of glass number 1, I just had this like really happy emotion that came over me, and I was like, oh, this is the one that we have to move
Like
forward.
a whiskey epiphany.
A whiskey epiphany.
A whispany.
Well, I guess we get to see what is in glass number 2 then.
So that was whiskey number 27?
Here's what I'm going to say about number 27, is that I'm not sad that I have extra just to sip on later on tonight.
Right. We did say that if your whiskey gets knocked out early, you can let us know that you'd like it sent back to you.
Yeah.
So those of you who have been eliminated in round 1, you may want some of this whiskey back, and we would not blame you. We'd be happy to send it back. But if you don't want it back, we'd be happy to keep it. What do you got there?
What? 27, right?
27.
Well, it is not Maker's Mark. I can't believe it. It is Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel, 94 proof, non-age stated.
I have never enjoyed that whiskey. I've never liked that whiskey, and here I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Is this the one that we always said is great in eggnog?
We said it's great in eggnog, and I always said that it was too spicy, too astringent.
I loved it.
And when you compare it to 1910, maybe it is. But here,
Yeah.
this was fantastic just drinking it on its own.
Yep.
But it lost to what is this? This is crazy.
And do you know who gave this one to us? It says David Bowie, and then in parentheses it says Peach Coke, and I think he was like, "You guys are crazy! I'm throwing this back in the competition."
Peach Coke, what Peach Coke out here trying to trip us up, and it almost happened.
Oh, sneaky!
Well, Peach Coke himself volunteered that sample, and it was honestly way better than I remember that whiskey being. So there you go. Don't take anything that I say with a grain of salt.
Can I also say that we should not put this in our end of last video, what pairs best with eggnog, because we already said that this bottle pairs perfectly with eggnog.
Okay, in all fairness, this one will be removed. What a fun day. There you go. Day number 6, completely in the books. The whiskeys were delicious. The matchups were fantastic. I had a great time.
I had a great time. And I am really excited because I want to know what's in this other glass. Whatever number it is, I can't remember right now.
Whiskey number 16 is dangerous, and we should all be very nervous about
16.
that from wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers.
Cheers. Peach Coke. Nice job. Ooh, yay, this is delicious. I can't believe it wasn't Maker's Mark.